There's nothing quite like the holiday season. It's the best time of the year, but also far and away one of the most hectic. Simplify what you eat with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. My wife's a teacher, and Factor's had her covered for lunches at school. The jalapeno cheddar chicken is her favorite meal so far, while I've quickly taken to the creamy Parmesan chicken and green pepper and beef casserole as Ole Miss football rings in the postseason and it's prime recruiting season. We haven't skipped a beat at our house because we can rely on Factor. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. All you have to do is heat and enjoy. What are you waiting for? Head on over to factormeals.com/TOC50 and use our special Talk of Champions promo code TOC50 to get 50% off. That's right. Factormeals.com/TOC50 and promo code TOC50 to get 50% off. Continue to support your wellness goals while feeling your best this holiday season. Try Factor today, a proud sponsor of the Talk of Champions podcast network.
Welcome to another edition of Red and Blue Smoke. I am your host, Zach Berry. Joining me, as always, Mr. Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market in Oxford, Mississippi. Find him and the folks there, 2008 University Avenue. Go get you some protein, the best in town to prepare for Thanksgiving. Greg, we're going to get into all the Thanksgiving stuff, all the fixins, all the trimmings, side dishes next week when we do our Egg Bowl prep. But this week, you went on a trip of your own. I went to Athens. You went on a trip of your own. Tell the people what you were getting into.
Man, I went down to Venice. I was trying to get a little fishing group together, and nobody could go whenever I could go. So I literally just went down there by myself, and man, I had a great time. Good friends with a captain down there, and I take him a little meat care package, and he takes care of me on his boat, and we go out and catch some redfish and catch some sheephead and some speckled trout. But no, it's cool. It's literally, they call it the end of the world for a reason, because it's the last paved concrete road at the southern tip of the United States of Louisiana. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You just kind of fall off the end of the earth and just, drink beer, catch fish, cook some fish, and, just enjoy yourself. It's a good time down there. It's easy. I think I would say it's pretty laid back down there.
What was the weather like? Because seemed kind of gloomy and rainy. It was definitely like that in Athens, but it's been kind of gray everywhere else. How was it down there?
Yeah, Monday was pretty gray. We did get some fishing in. Tuesday we had to cancel the trip. There was gale force winds down there. So I for some strange reason, I think the wind hits a little harder down there in South Louisiana than it does anywhere else for some strange reason. But yeah, no, it was pretty wild. The waves were like, there was some whitecaps in the marina. So that's how.
Oh, wow.
And I was staying in a houseboat. So literally, like, the boat was rocking. Like, it literally, like, I felt like I was sleeping in a waterbed. So no, but it was an experience. Nothing drastic happened, but I just sat on the back porch and watched it rain, and took an LB steak down there, and just enjoyed myself. And some time away from the store is always a good thing for the soul. So you always got to do that for yourself, regardless of what kind of work or what you do. You always need to take some time to yourself and do something like that. And it's funny, I didn't know my filly was running at Fairgrounds on Friday until I was down there. So I'm trying to go back down to New Orleans and see my filly's first race at the Fairgrounds. So
Nice.
I don't know. We'll see. Mom's not too happy about me making a trip down and back to New Orleans to watch a horse run for 1 minute and 45 seconds, but that's what I signed up for. So she'll get over it. But if I have the store taken care of, she goes, Greg, if you got everything taken care of and all your work's done, you can go to New Orleans. So I'm gonna get off once I get done with the podcast. I'm gonna get the order stocked up, and I'm gonna get the store stocked up, and I might weasel my way out Friday and go down there and see her. So who knows, man? She's a 2-year-old, so those 2-year-old races they're younger horses, so they're still developing. So you really don't know what you're going to get. So she might run off the screen, she might not, but we'll find out what she does Friday. So it's just been a really cool process to be a part of. It's something that I didn't ever think I would want to sign myself up for, but I've enjoyed it. I, literally went to Ocala, Florida, went to the 2-year-old horse sale. We picked her out. We purchased her. We, we sent her back to the farm that she trained on, and she got a little she got a little month and a half vacation, and then we cranked her back up and started training her and shipped her up to I think we shipped her to Churchill Downs in middle of July. And so
Okay.
she's been at Churchill Downs since July, and she's been in training, and so now she's ready to run her first race. And just Churchill, the only reason why I'm pretty sure he didn't run her at Churchill is because, man, there's some Alabama, Georgia 4-star and 5-star guys running at Churchill, and it's hard to win at Churchill because you're going against the big boys. So I think he put her in the right spot. He shipped her down to New Orleans, and there's a turf course down there, and it's hopefully it's a little bit easier for her. So you just got to run them in the right spot. I would love to have run her at Churchill Downs in a big $120,000 made special race, but she'd have been running against a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. So as you could tell, what happened last weekend with Ole Miss, it's hard to beat a bunch of 4 and 5 stars when you're just a lonely little 2 or 3 star that has too much heart and not enough athleticism. But it is what it is. Last week it was tough. I mean, whenever we marched down the field, converted that 4th down and scored, I was like, I kind of got my hopes up. I was like, oh, okay, but man, I hate to say this, but sometimes the cream just rises to the top. And, obviously you can't be upset about what happened last weekend. We were in the spotlight and we were, in the game for a little bit, but just Georgia's on another level, and it is what it is. But we still got a good season, man. I mean, you come in and, beat up on Monroe and then take care of business in Starkville, and, you're still a 10-2 team, and your 2 losses are to basically, I don't know, I would say the 2 best teams in the country. I mean, I know that Washington's pretty strong, and Michigan's pretty strong, Ohio State's pretty strong, but I mean, Georgia and Alabama are always going to be on a different level. So it is what it is. But good season, just got to finish it off and finish strong.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to see the faces of some of the Georgia people when Ole Miss went down and scored. Not all of them. There were some that were kind of looking around like, what the hell's going on? What is this shit? Most of them were just getting their chair back dried off from the rain with their towel they brought in. And I would love to be able to tell you that they were getting to their seats a little late because they were getting a beer or two, but they don't sell beer in that stadium.
What?
Yeah, we found that out at like 6:15 on the way to the stadium, so that was fun. Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss, the offensive line for Georgia seemed to be at full capacity. They got 100% healthy at the right time. Brock Bowers was a more than serviceable decoy throughout the entire game. Schematically, I think they used him really well to clear out the middle of the field, give them some really, really beneficial numbers in the box to run the football well. And
yeah, what's that other wide receiver? What's the other wide receiver's name?
Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had himself a day. They were pretty efficient offensively. Carson Beck's really good. He's gotten better each week, and the whole team seemed to be healthy, and they were not going to sleepwalk through that one. Did a little
Well,
bit against
you
Missouri.
definitely called it. They're in Death Star mode. That's for sure.
Man, it was whew, Ole Miss.
I mean, we didn't have a
Everybody.
chance on defense. Like, I mean, what
Well, I
did they
know.
have third down like 2 times?
Yeah. We were counting, on one hand how many third downs, but I know some people were griping about it. I heard some folks around Athens that were griping about the defense, and I don't think it was going to matter. I don't think
No.
whatever Pete Golding threw at them, it was not going to really matter. They've been extremely efficient when they are motivated. And look, you should be motivated every weekend. You want to win. That's very clear. But it's impossible to get up for every single game when you're a 19, 20-year-old kid and whatever. But Georgia appears to be straight line focused, getting ready to tear off the head of whoever's in their way from here on out. I think that it's never fun to lose, but Ole Miss is 8-2. You got a chance this weekend to go to 9-2, and then you go down to Starkville to take on a team that is very bad. The coach has been fired. Sure, they're going to be fired up because it's a rivalry game, but Ole Miss is a better team in all phases. Go down there, handle business, stay healthy, win 10-2. Second time in 3 years you win 10 regular season games. That's pretty remarkable for what Lane Kiffin took over. And then you see where the chips fall in terms of a New Year's Six Bowl, an Access Bowl, whatever. And then you go have fun playing a bowl game and get things ramped back up for 2024, because I think with the possibility of several guys who either can come back or have a COVID year, and it will be up to them if they want to return, Ole Miss has a legitimate shot next year to do it again. Because if you look at the schedule, you've got Georgia on the schedule. We can say that's a loss. Let's just go ahead and chalk it up. It'll be in Oxford, but let's just say that's one loss. Outside of Oklahoma, LSU, that's probably it. So just right now, without knowing anything, on November 15th at 3:10 p.m. Central Time, I'm saying Ole Miss has a legitimate shot of at least going 9-3 next year if a good bit of the core comes back, including Jackson Dart. If Jackson Dart's back, I think 9-3 is the floor next year.
Oh, for sure. And, like I said, that the transfer portal, the NIL stuff, I mean,
Yeah.
Kiffin's definitely gonna work that angle for sure. And who knows what you can get in the transfer portal these days. You can get somebody like a Trey Harris from La Tech that literally is a game changer on offense. So who knows, man? It's just you just reshuffle the deck. I know that. I mean, it's almost like Ole Miss is almost in the Mark Richt stage where they're good every year, 9-10 wins, but they just can't get over the hump. But the ESPN pulled the stat up after the start of the fourth quarter about the 4 and 5 stars on each team, and that's just a huge gap. And, that gap will eventually close. I feel like Lane's getting the people that he wants. And I think Pete Golden will definitely get the people he wants next year also. So you got to give it time. I know that, that's the, I say that in broken record, like, oh, you just got to give it time, but Lane's done a really good job with the program. We've, about to looking at another 10-win season, another good bowl. And, the home field advantage that we have, you always want to play good at home and protect your home turf. And, we've got that solid home record that we have, and just, it's just hard to win on the road in the SEC. So it's just, I just say, we took our shot. Obviously we're not there yet, and I think Lane knows that, and you got to reshuffle the deck. You got to let Pete go out and try to find the people that he wants, and create some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, because man, you could tell a couple plays where our guys were not as good as their guys at points of attack. And, so it is what it is. And you just got to roll with it and just reshuffle the deck and come back and see what you can do next year. But yeah, man, it's going to be really tough to go to Georgia, regardless of who your quarterback is, who your team is, and beat those guys there.
Speaking of reshuffling, let's go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we'll talk college football playoff rankings, and we will get into Week 12 and give our picks around the SEC. So more with Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market when we return. Cooler temperatures are right around the corner, and as I like to say, it's the perfect time to play a round of golf. And if you're looking for a premier golf course in Northwest Mississippi or the Memphis, Tennessee area, go to Cherokee Valley Golf Club in Olive Branch, 15 minutes from the Memphis International Airport. With those cooler temps, you might want to stay warm and comfortable on the course this fall. Go in the clubhouse and check out their new selection of outerwear from Travis Matthew and FootJoy, including FootJoy's new lightweight hoodie. This 18-hole par 72 course includes 4 sets of tees to accommodate all players and has 11 lakes, 52 bunkers, and the wide Zoysia fairways and extra-large Champion Bermuda greens and clean roughs make for an excellent opportunity every single time to post a number. If you need a premier golf experience in the Mid-South, go to Cherokee Valley Golf Club. Call them at 662-893-4444 or check them out, olivebranchgolf.com.
The College Corner is headed to Oxford. Stop by their new location in the Oxford Commons off Sisk Avenue. They'll have 4,000 square feet of Rebel gear ready for your trip to the Grove. On your next trip to Oxford, stop by the College Corner or our other great locations in Ridgeland and Flowood. Hats, shirts, polos, pullovers, sweats, t-shirts. College Corner has it all. And as always, you can visit us online at collegecornerstore.com. That's collegecornerstore.com. The College Corner, where your game day apparel meets.
Are you looking at cutting your health insurance premiums by as much as 20 to 30%? Are you aging into Medicare and need help finding a Medicare supplement plan? Call Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group at 601-953-8449. Drew is an Ole Miss grad located in Mississippi and licensed in 7 states. He works with the nation's second largest health insurance brokerage with access to 35 different carriers, and he can help you with any of your health insurance needs. From regular health plans to life insurance to dental and vision and even Medicare, he has it all covered. Now more than ever, it is critical to have a health insurance agent who is local and accessible. So call Drew Moak at 601-953-8449 and get your free quote today. And we are back here on Red and Blue Smoke. Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market here with us. Greg, before we get into our final segment, do tell the folks what you got cooked up in the shop this week. I don't know if you probably are doing Thanksgiving prep. I don't know if you've got any Thanksgiving-esque themed stuff in the shop behind the glass right now, but what you got in case people are trying to prep a couple weeks early.
So what we're gonna do is we're doing fried and smoked turkeys this year. So all you gotta do is call the store, tell us what you want. If you want a smoked turkey or a fried turkey, we'll get your order put down and you can come and pick it up whenever we're gonna try to do pickup orders on Thursday and on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be closed Thursday and Friday. So that's our 2 days we're going to be closed. We're going to open back up on Saturday and Sunday. I'm almost 100%. There's a couple people out there that probably want a steak after eating Thanksgiving leftovers on Thursday and Friday. So we'll be open Saturday to, fill those needs of getting a good steak for the weekend, maybe watching some football and that sort of thing. So I'm actually, I think I'm going to make a turducken. Have you ever heard of turducken?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm going to make a turducken sausage today. So it's going to be
nice.
Basically, it's going to be turkey. I'm going to do turkey, chicken, duck, and I think I'm going to do bacon for the fatty part. So yeah, we're going to do a turducken sausage. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we're going to have a bunch of fresh fish and lane trains. We'll have all of it, but yeah, it's just going to be. I'm going to get some other things. I'm going to get like oysters. Supposedly there's an oyster dressing recipe that's very popular. So I'm going to get a gallon of oysters and break them down into little packs of dozen. So you can have some fresh shucked oysters in your dressing, or you can just fry them up. My mom loves fried oysters. So I'm a big fan of fried oysters also. So yeah, just do some different things. I'm going to get like a Cornish game hen. So it's just a smaller bird. But yeah, if you're looking for something like a free range turkey, I think I'm going to be getting 2 cases of free range turkeys from Joyce Farms. It's just a really, 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 really good turkey. It's almost like it's nothing nowhere near the Butterball. I mean, like it basically it shames the Butterball. It's so much better because it's an all natural product. It's not a processed product like the Butterball turkeys are. So treat yourself to a really good turkey this year. I can get you one of those really good turkeys from Joyce Farms, but yeah, it's other than the turkeys and everything, I'll have a smoked ham option that I can get.
Okay.
But Thanksgiving isn't our biggest holiday. Christmas is more of a big holiday with standing rib roast and beef tenderloins and stuff like that. So Turkey Day is just a little. It's not the best day for us, but we'll have the smoked turkey available. We'll have the fried turkey available. And other things that you can order. I have a lot of people that get lump crab meat, and do crab cakes for Thanksgiving, just something unique and different. So there's a lot of different options, but always call the store and we can get you taken care of because I can get it. I just got to know if you want it or not. So yeah, that's just how we roll up here. But yeah, we can get you taken care of. Just always call the store 662-259-2999. We'll get you taken care of.
Hell yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I talked to Neil
hungry.
a little bit. I talked to Neil a little bit ago, and he's going to deep fry Cornish hens. He's going to deep fry the Cornish hens.
Okay.
That sounds really good. So I don't know. We talked a little bit about a bunch of dips. I'm a dip guy. See, I love dips.
Yes.
I'm a big dip guy. Like
love any kind of dip.
Yeah, big dip. Yeah, there's he was telling me about a old fashioned bourbon smoked cream cheese dip or something like that. So
Sure.
I told him,
I'm in.
Yeah.
Don't care. I'll try it.
Old fashioned bourbon. Okay, yeah, that's great. Oh, it's a food. Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, no, and of course, we'll be talking about Thanksgiving next week, but yeah, all the traditional stuff we'll be able to get.
Yeah.
I think I might make my mom make some sweet potato casseroles and stuff like that. So
There you go.
I don't know. Thanksgiving's all right. I'm kind of on the fence with Thanksgiving. I like the dark meat. I like the honey baked ham and the rolls and all the sides. But it's just I eat so much I just end up falling asleep and then I wake up and I'm like, why did I do that to myself? And then you eat another plate.
Yeah, that's the best part is you just have food for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, no,
Right.
I love that honey baked ham now.
Yeah, you can't beat it, but go to LB's and get a better one.
Yeah, I can get you taken care of.
All right, week 12 in the SEC. We got some, it's kind of a SoCon Saturday around the conference, but there are some SEC on SEC games. Let's get into the first one here. 2:30 CBS, number 1 Georgia, as they jump Ohio State in the college football playoff rankings. They are headed to Knoxville to take on number 18 Tennessee. I don't know about you, but from what I saw last weekend, I don't think there's any way I'm not going to lay the points with Georgia moving here on out. And I know it's in
first
Knoxville.
Half game, second quarter. I'll take every
I don't care.
Georgia bet. Give it to me.
Tennessee looked bad against Missouri. They have been very hit or miss. They beat A&M at home, but it was an ugly game. I just have no faith in anything that Tennessee is doing offensively right now. They run the football pretty well, but they're playing Georgia. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Yeah, I could possibly see this being somewhat fun for Tennessee in the first quarter, similar to what Ole Miss did. And then Georgia just drops the hammer and dominates. Because look, they can just throw the helmet on the field next week against Georgia Tech. It'll be fine. This is their warm up for getting ready for Atlanta and Alabama. They're going to go out and try to make another statement. Yeah, lay the 10.5 with Georgia.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
First half end game. second half.
Do it all.
Yeah, do it all.
Yeah. All right. 6:30 on ESPN in Columbia, Missouri. Florida at number 9. Mizzou's been impressive. I know they hung with Georgia. Georgia, kind of fell asleep at the wheel and then woke up at the last minute and swerved out of the way and missed the deer. But then Missouri, man, they went back home. They took care of business against Tennessee and just absolutely walloped them. I kind of like Mizzou here. I don't think Florida is in a position to really have anything to play for. I know that, sure, bowl eligibility, but who cares? I mean, it's just going to be, some random bowl game in Louisiana or in Texas or, whatever. It's not like it's an access bowl. They're not playing for position in the playoffs or the playoff rankings to get a good bowl. And I just think Missouri's just flat out better. I like what Brady Cook has done, and man, the Schrader, the running back, is just.
I mean, he can run the damn ball. That's what he.
Dude, he's a wrecking ball. I think I heard he was a walk on at one point, and now he is toting it for them, and he is doing it in a big way. Yeah.
I watched that Tennessee game, and they were just straight up it was almost like a Georgia, like they literally man on man and just ran it straight down.
Tennessee wanted no part of tackling him in the open field.
Well, yeah, I like Missouri a lot here. I think, yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to lay the points.
I agree with you. I can't agree more. I think Missouri's sneaky good, man.
Yeah, I do too. Cook's a hell of an athlete. He doesn't get enough credit for being as mobile as he is. He can tuck it and move the stick. He not only moves the sticks, he can make you miss and make you look stupid in the open field. So I like Mizzou. I don't think this one's going to be remotely close. The final SEC on SEC game of the day is going to be Kentucky at South Carolina. In Columbia, we're going from one Columbia to another. Night game at Williams-Brice. I don't know about you, Greg. I'm going to go Gamecocks here. I think they win outright. Yeah. They're 1.5
too, yeah. I
2-point dogs.
Kentucky's bad.
Oof. I mean, just all of a sudden they're 6-4 and they're trying to, collect themselves and figure out what's happening. But
I mean, they kind of really lost, not necessarily lost their identity, but they just have that identity of just running the ball and being real slow and controlling the game. And whenever they can't do that you can definitely tell it hampers them for sure.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. If they can't play the game that they want to play, they're in trouble.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like Ole Miss. I mean, I hate to put Ole Miss on under the bus like this, but if you can get them to miss on that first down and second down, if you can just somehow get them to settle in the game instead of being up tempo, you can create some turnovers and some problems. But man, whenever Ole Miss's offense is up tempo and running and doing that, they're tough. It's a tough offense to stop. I just felt like Georgia just had the right guys in the right spots.
Yeah, and then some. They got a lot of right things in the right spot there at that program. Spencer Rattler, when South Carolina just lets him do his thing, they're dangerous. And Xavier Legette's back; he's healthy. They're running the football well. I just think a night game there. The South Carolina fans will show up. They'll be loud. It'll mean something to them. They're trying to get to win number 5 so they can get to win number 6 against Clemson in the Palmetto Bowl. It will be in Columbia. So they got back-to-back night games to finish out the season. So they want to close. Look, if you're a program that's struggling to, find your identity, to create a new identity, to create a new culture with, a new coach or a second or third year coach, and you're trying to defeat your rival, there is no better way to do it than at home winning your 6th game to get to a bowl game. And I know South Carolina's been to bowl games under Beamer, but down year, had some injuries. It's not gone well. Nothing will make that fan base happier than beating Clemson at home under the lights to get to 6 wins and to get to a bowl game.
Yeah, and I think Tyler from Spartanburg would be he'd be on that phone calling Dabo real quick.
Yeah.
I sent you that.
Tyler from Spartanburg, air quotes.
I sent you that where he bought a horse at Keeneland. Everybody signs it. There's a lot of people. Like I've got a buddy that he signs his ticket agent for Larry Bird. So and of course whenever we bought my filly, it said, my buddy Gray Price says Gray Price agent for the meat man.
There you go.
So everybody
has an alias.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For some reason I feel like South Carolina's gonna handle business. Devin Leary for Kentucky. He's been just Jekyll and Hyde all over the map. And I think if you're going with the better quarterback, it's Rattler. Better defense is Kentucky, but I think the weapons that South Carolina has, if they can score and turn it into a track meet, Kentucky can't keep up.
Yeah, because that home field advantage goes big for them. Yeah, I mean, they're a different team at night for sure.
All right, that will do it for Week 12 around the SEC. As I said before we did our picks, everyone else is playing a bunch of nobodies this week. You've got Chattanooga at Alabama, ULM at Ole Miss, of course. You've got Abilene Christian at Texas A&M, New Mexico State at Auburn, FIU at Arkansas, and Georgia State at LSU. We could throw this one in there. We can briefly talk about this one, Greg, because I do think this is a big time watch your ass territory game here. Southern Miss at Mississippi State, 11 a.m. kick, 14-point dog, Southern Miss. Do they cover?
I mean, I would sprinkle some money line. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, didn't Frank Gore Jr. have a monster game last week or something?
Yeah,
or 2 weeks ago?
He's still running that thing.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I mean,
you can get Southern Miss money line anywhere from 420 to 430 right now, depending on your book.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, who knows what Mississippi State's going to do? I don't know who they're going to hire, but they need to hire somebody.
Greg Knox, the interim.
Who do you think they hire? Who do you think they hire? Hire within, or do you think? I mean,
no.
I heard through the grapevine Dan Mullen might come back.
I mean, the whole point of Arnett being canned right now is you're just hard reset. So I don't see them hiring from within. I mean, that would be insane to do that.
Yeah, it definitely it's almost like the New Orleans Saints. They literally need to press the button and turn it into a first year franchise and totally redo the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard several names that have been thrown out there. It's kind of hard to.
Well, you just don't know what their budget is, because I mean they're not going to probably spend Arnett, 8 to 9.
Arnett didn't have a huge buyout. That was by design. They gave him basically the standard interim contract, and then when he was hired full time, I don't think it changed much. So they're not in a hole by any means with what they had to pay to get rid of him. I mean, right now, some of the names, a lot of OCs and then G5 head coaches' names are being thrown out there. I mean, Jeff Lebby's a name that's been thrown around. Alex Golish, who was the OC at Tennessee, when they had Hendon Hooker, he is now the head coach at South Florida. You've got Charles Huff, who has done a pretty solid job over at Marshall. He's got a ton of SEC ties, ton of SEC experience. He was on staff at Vandy. He was on staff at Mississippi State, Alabama, running backs guy at Penn State back in the day. So he's been around. He's been around Power 5 football.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I can't really say there's a front runner right now because I don't know enough. I don't talk to enough people to know. But I mean, Jamie Chadwell is the name that everybody's been talking about. Liberty head coach. He's won a lot. He won a lot at Coastal. I mean, Dan Mullen's out there. He's been talked about as hey, come back and let's run it back. I mean, I don't
know. I mean, I just you don't know what they're going to be able to get with the budget, unless they borrowed that check that Texas A&M got at halftime to spend on Jimbo's ball.
Yeah. I mean, Manny Diaz is another name. He's the DC at Penn State. He's coached at Mississippi State before. The call I would make would be either John Summerall, the head coach at Troy. He coached at Ole Miss, linebackers coach. I think he's waiting on Kentucky if and when Mark Stoops leaves for Iowa. And
What about App State? What about App State's coach? He's pretty. I mean, he's probably been there for a hot minute. He's pretty decent.
they're really bad this year. And
well, I know they beat Texas A&M at Texas A&M, so that's a nice feather.
yeah, this is Sean Clark's 5th year, I believe. He was 10-4 a couple years ago. I'll tell you who my first call would probably be, because I think you can get him. I think he would be cheap, and I think it's a realistic hire for Mississippi State. Because if we're being honest, it's the worst job in the SEC not named Vanderbilt. And the NIL situation there is not good. You're recruiting in a state against Lane Kiffin and a program in Ole Miss that's winning a ton at a very high level. It's not the best setup, but my guy that I would pick up and call first would be Kurt Signetti, the head coach at James Madison.
Yeah.
He's coached on Nick Saban's staff at Alabama for several years. And then as a head coach, he's been a dude. He won 53 games at IUP in 6 seasons. And then since being at James Madison, this is his 5th season. He's won 51 games. They're undefeated this season. They're not eligible for the postseason and for the conference championship, which is so stupid. But the guy's just a winner. I don't think you should really focus on where he's from. You know, that was always the big thing in coaching searches. What does he have ties to the Southeast? Does he have ties to the conference? And that's important, but not anymore with the NIL being a factor. And then also, like, if you just focus on getting a winner.
Yeah. And I remember whenever we were looking at, coaches and everything like that, and that, there was, who was the guy from Memphis that went to Florida State? We were looking at him.
Mike Norvell. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, this is who I want. I want somebody that has no ties to Ole Miss, that doesn't even know where Oxford is. All he does is coach football and win football games. Like that's what I want. And, Lane Kiffin kind of fit the bill there for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just got to, pull the trigger on the right hire, man. I mean, obviously, the Arkansas is struggling, and Sam Pittman is just like super, super nice guy, but you're judged on winning football games. And, I hate to say it, that he's probably going to be getting paid to not show up at a job. I really wish somebody would walk into LB's and be like, hey, Greg, I'm gonna pay you $70 million, and you never have to come. You never have to show up to LB's ever again. I'd be like, kind of like how Ogeron was like, all right, which door you want me to leave? You want me to leave in the front door or the back door?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll leave wherever door that needs.
Literally paying you to just breathe.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we're all in the wrong.
We got in the wrong industry. The perfect example of like just find a winner. And it's somewhat geographically relevant, somewhat geographically close, but still not, it's not a Big 12 guy. It's not a guy that's from the Sunflower State. Like Kansas hired Lance Leipold. The dude had several undefeated seasons at Wisconsin Whitewater, won national championships up there, then goes to Buffalo and wins 37 games there. He went 37-33 at Buffalo. Like, figures out a way to win. Now he goes 2-10 his first season at Kansas, then 6-7. Now they're 7-3. He's turned it around in 3 years. So he's a winner. It doesn't matter.
I think they just pumped some money into the program. They're doing the upgrading the stadium. I think he's literally got the program to where they're wanting to spend money on it. Because man, I remember back in the day, Kansas football was bad, like bad.
Well, they were letting people just come to games for free back in the day.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even charge people. They were just like, leave the gates unlocked and just let people come in. So
you didn't happen to catch that Kansas-Kentucky basketball game last night, did you?
It was a good one. I watched a good bit of it.
Man, Kansas might not lose a game. That damn guy they got from Michigan, he is a monster.
Yeah, Hunter Dickinson had himself a night. Kentucky's, they flashed. They got the young talent. year in, year out. So they're gonna flash. They're gonna have some games when they do that. Then they're gonna have some games where they really struggle. But it's kind of, same song, different verse with Calipari. But yeah, I mean, if I was Mississippi State, I wouldn't worry about SEC ties, where they're from. Just go get a winner, and it'll take care of itself. So, yeah, Greg and I are both on the same page. I think Southern Miss is going to cover. I think they're going to give Mississippi State a run. I know Will Hall is big on getting a chance to play Mississippi State. He made a cute little joke about how another school in Mississippi won't play them. So they're going to be fired up for this one. They get their shot at an SEC program. So that'll be a good one. But Greg, we appreciate it. I know you were hustling back to town after your fishing trip, but
I've
we
definitely
appreciate you making the time.
I've definitely had a long day, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do that turducken sausage this weekend, and maybe do some other things. But we'll be stocked up, ready to go for the last football weekend. And on Saturday, whenever it's an 11 o'clock game, we're open from 1 to 6. So Saturday 1 to 6, Sunday 1 to 6, and come by and get you some protein on Saturday and grill out. I think the weather's supposed to be nice. I don't know. I just left a coastal flood warning, so I haven't checked the weather here in Oxford for the weekend. But hopefully it's a nice weekend. But those 11 o'clock games are good. You come in, watch the game at 11, and get out by halftime and come to LB's and get you a steak and go hang out and drink some bourbon and cook some steak at the condo.
There you go. Go see him. 2008 University Avenue. Get you some meat and get ready for the weekend in week 12. Greg, as always, enjoyed it, bud. That'll do it for Red and Blue Smoke. Stay locked in at OleMissSpirit.com. We got plenty of content up for you to get ready for this weekend. And Ole Miss basketball Friday back at the Tad Pad taking on Sam Houston State. Get your tickets. You have to be there to see it. It will not be on television. So get your tickets. Go watch Hoops Friday, and then get ready for ULM Saturday, 11 a.m. kick on SEC Network. Greg, as always, appreciate you, bud. Till next time, we out.